We're here at the 2017 Snowbird Nationals with Rick Jordan of RJ Speed. Now, Rick, you weren't always of RJ Speed. Tell us where you originally came from and what company you were with.
I originally came from Boeing. I was the lead engineer from the beginning of the company to the end.
Wow, we have the whole hobby has a great debt that we owe you for a lot of products that we've all used over the years, whether we were coming up through the low ranks or from the higher ranks and whatnot. What are you doing nowadays? I hear the Legends are still going strong.
Yeah, we've actually brought back the Legends. We've got the licensing from the full-size Legends people in Charlotte. And we're producing cars that you can now bring your old Legend back and still race it because the parts are still the same.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. So what do you got going on under the hood here?
Yep. The Legends car is built with a ladder style chassis. It has adjustable rear axle height, it has springs in the front, and it's very simple and straightforward for anybody to start racing.
Nice, and I see people of all ages and all ability levels out there having fun with it, so it's something that everybody can get some enjoyment out of.
Well, we've seen a lot of new young people start in it. We've also seen a lot of older racers that don't want to spend the money anymore and want to race for fun. Go back to that.
That's what we do this for in the end, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
So these are great on carpet. Do you have something else that would work better on some like more uneven surfaces?
Yes, we do. We've actually brought some new cars made just for that purpose.
Nice. Let's show us what you got going on here.
The first one is our spec modified. We use an open wheel modified body. It's similar to a Legends, except it has a rear suspension.
Yeah. Nice and simple, right?
Very simple, no shocks, just simple silicone tubing and a couple springs so that you can make it work on uneven pavement.
Okay, it still has springs up front, right?
Still has the same springs up front. The chassis parts are very similar. The rear axle parts are the same, so people can graduate to this very easily. They can use the same motor, battery, and radio.
Very good. And cost-wise?
Cost-wise, it's only about $30 more than a Legend.
All right, so it's right in the same ballpark.
Yes, it is.
So that's one example. What other examples do you got?
Other examples are, there again, with more rear suspension. Here's our sprint car.
Oh, that's cool looking.
That has a working rear suspension, except the chassis goes on back, and then the roll cage helps it.
That is really neat.
And the dirt guys are starting to pick up on this one.
Very cool.
We previously had one that was rigid like the Legends. It didn't have rear suspension, which was only good for smooth surfaces. This works much better where you've got to have some chassis movement.
Okay, and how much more expensive is this one?
It's about $40 more.
Oh, gee whiz. That's nothing. Drop in the bucket.
Right.
So you got a bunch of open wheel examples here. Do you have any closed wheel examples?
Yeah.
Fendered cars.
Yes. The last car in the series is our Spec 10 late model. The suspension is exactly like the sprint car, only it's made to fit a big car body.
Okay, we got an example of that right here, right?
Yes, exactly.
Look at that.
Late model stocker, and that's what comes on the kit.
Very cool. Very cool. And you also have, just to bring in shot here, you have, this is a throwback to when I used to race dirt oval. This is fantastic.
Right. This is a outlaw late model. You can run whatever side dams the locals run. It has enough suspension to work on rough tracks. And I raced one last Saturday night in Lakeland, and it was a blast.
Nice, very cool.
I had a good time.
All right, so to top it off, we also have this body here. Tell us what this is aimed at.
This is aimed at running the same car on road course for carpet or parking lot or whatever. And the car works very well in all three situations. It's built to be neutral. It's not side loaded for oval, that you will be able to use it in more places.
Nice, very cool. Well, that's really awesome. Where do you think this fits in best? It works with beginners, it works with experts. Where do you think like hobby shops can best market this to their customers?
In the beginning, for the beginners, because they can get started for less money. There are radios out there now that you can buy for $50, transmitter and receiver, speed controls for $30 to $35 from several companies, and if you run a motor and battery similar to what we're doing in the Legends, you can buy a motor for $15 and a battery pack for about $17, and you're starting racing cheaper than you ever could.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing how now with brushless and LiPo and most of the other race series, how much the costs have come down with nickel metal hydride and brush motors.
Exactly.
Now it's available for everybody.
Yes, and here in Florida, it's one of the biggest areas that the going back to brush motors and cheap batteries is growing.
Excellent. Good to hear. Plus, you guys got racing year round. So
Yes,
kinda got that
without
going.
a doubt.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Rick. Are you having fun here at the Snowbird?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Very good. I hope we have you guys here for a lot longer.
Okay.
As both a sponsor and also as a class runner. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.